today's session is only for beginners. It's not for the people those who know already Python. It's going to be just a beginners session, very basic. I'm going to start from the beginning, how to use Python, what is that, and what are the collection data types and how to use those things. And there are many other people those are here who don't even know what is programming language. So I'll be little bit slow. Others, you have to bear with me for some time, because there will be a like gap in between people those who know already what is language and those who don't even know what is programming language. And there are people also joining who don't even know what is programming at all, right? So who are not from programming background itself. So I just want you to bear with me for a few minutes, and people are joining from other countries as well. So I'm happy to welcome those people from Portugal and UK. I'm really happy that you joined the session. Okay, fine, guys. Right. I also welcome people from Panimallar Engineering College, Panimallar Institute of Technology, VSB Engineering College, Coimbatore, SRM College, VIT, and and a few people from Jasmine Infotech and HCL Technologies, right? And few of my old trainees. Welcome you all. Let me start the session, right? Let me introduce myself so that you can understand who is your trainer and what is he doing, right? I am Samuel Edison. I have about 16 years of experience in the industry. I've been training people on various technologies like C, C++, Python, shell scripting, Linux, and a few other soft skills, right? I've served the industry for 8 years, and after that, I started doing training, right? And I love training, and training is my passion. That's the reason I'm into training for the past 8 years. So I believe that I can give my knowledge to you, and there will be a good knowledge sharing session. And I want an interactive session. I don't want people to sit idle. Any doubts, any queries, please key in the chat board. I can reply back to you immediately. Okay, let us start. So Python programming for beginners. Let us start with who developed Python, and why it has been developed, when it has been developed, right? Python was originally conceptualized by Guido van Rossum in late 1890s. That's 1898, right? It was about to 90s. He completed his development, and he gave this name Python, right? See, actually, he gave this name on he likes a TV show, right? Monty Python, right? He likes a TV show called as Monty Python. So based on the TV show's name, he kept the programming language name as Python. There is nothing big there to explain about why the name Python. Okay. Next, the first release of Python was in 1991, even though he developed it in 1989. But the first release for the developers, right, for the world, it is on 1991. That is what 0.9.0. That was his first release. And Python 2.0, that was released in 2001, that is getting obsolete soon. So people cannot use anymore. Python 2 is not available for people now. Only Python 3 is available, right? So, and Python 3.0 was developed in the year 2008 December. And the latest release of Python is 3.8.2, that has been released in 2020, this year, February 24th. Okay, so this is the version history of Python, and currently we are using Python 3, right? Python 3 2 is obsolete. No more people are using Python 3. Python has stopped support for Python 2, and they are not releasing any support versions or other things for Python 2. It's totally completely stopped, and only Python 3 is available now. Some people ask me how to use Python. What? Very simple. You go to your browser, type Python 3 or python.org, right? So once you type python.org, I'll show you that. Just a minute. So you may need to say python.org, right? So when you go to python.org, and you can go to downloads, and you can see which you're using, right? You're using Windows or Mac or others, right? You go there and download, right? So you can download the latest version and then start using it. Okay, you just say download and install. That's all. Just follow the procedure, nothing big. As you install other normal programming applications, you can install Python and start using it, right? So nothing big there, nothing, no difficulty in installing Python. It's very simple. Just click and follow the instruction. That's all, right? So once you install, you will be getting, along with that, you will be getting an IDE, right? You will be getting an IDE called as IDLE. So you will be getting this IDE called as IDLE. This comes along with Python. 1 minute. So you get the IDE. This is called as IDLE, right? I'm having the old version. I'm yet to upgrade it. So it's 9.3.8.1 is what I'm having, right? So this is where you can type your Python code, right? If you want a single liner, you can start typing here. If you want to type a program, this is I'm talking about the IDLE. You go to File, New File, and then you can start typing your code, and then you need to say save as. Save as and say dot with the extension .py, right? You need to save any file with the extension .py, right? Let me say sample.py. So this becomes your Python file, and whatever you type in here, right? For example, let me say print hello world. Guys, I'm yet to explain you about the programming language. Don't worry about it. I'm just telling how to install, how to use the IDLE. Okay, so don't worry about it. And then after saving this, you may need to run. For running, you'll say run and run module, and that will come here. Okay, that's as hello world, right? So whatever you execute here, it will be shown in this terminal. You with me? Okay, this is called as Python terminal, and this is your Python shell or Python terminal, whatever you want, you can call it, right? You either call it as Python shell or Python terminal, it's up to you, right? This is your Python shell where you get all your execution outputs here in this window, and this is the place where you type your code, right? Whatever code you want to type, you can type in here your code. You with me, guys? Right? If you have any doubt in installing Python, right, just go download, say just say next and install. Nothing to worry about it. Very simple. Just follow the instruction and install it in your system, right? And then you will be getting an IDLE where you can type your program. Okay, so after typing the program, you need to say run and run module. That's all. Okay. I'm going to use something called as Jupyter Notebook. That is actually very good for the trainers who can explain, right? Who are explaining to the participants. This is actually a very good environment for the trainer, right? Where I can explain you clearly and you can understand it easily, right? So that's the reason I'm using Jupyter Notebook. I'll tell you how to use Jupyter Notebook in the next session. Okay. So as of now, if you have IDLE, that's more than enough, but it is not required for you to install anything now. You can install it later this session. Okay. You don't have to do anything now, right? Just sit and watch what I'm talking to you. Okay. Now this is the version history of Python. And next, why people are going for Python, right? So you can see, right, everywhere you can see about people talking about Python everywhere, right? So that become very famous. Python become very famous in few years. In 90s it started, and it is like in 2020, right, it is like anything, right? The booming of Python started like 5-6 years back. Before that, it was like, yeah, it was one of the scripting language, right? But in the past 5-6 years, Python played a major role in many companies, right? Many big companies. For example, you take YouTube, Google, and NASA, right? Many big companies like Netflix, right? Your Netflix streaming and all has been done using Python, right? Your YouTube streaming is been done using Python, right? The search engine, the data collection, all these terms are done using Python. Why it is so much famous? One, why developers love Python? That's very important, right? So apart from other normal people, the developers love Python. Why? First, it is very simple, right? Anyone can learn Python, right? It is not like only a person who know have any programming language or who knows everything can learn Python. No, it is not like that. So it is very simple programming language that anyone can learn, right? So last week one person about 60-65 years, he talked to me on a Facebook chat saying that I'm 65 years old, can I learn any programming language? I said you can learn Python. So it's that's simple. Yeah, I like C more than any other programming language. But I recommend people to learn Python because it's very simple and very easy to learn, right? So one, it is simple. Two, it is free. You don't have to buy, right? You don't have to buy anything. No, for any of the IDEs, whatever you use for Python, no extra thing, nothing. Everything is free in Python. Everything is free, right? And next, it is compatible with any operating system. It is compatible with any hardware. It is compatible with any other programming language as well. So it is compatible. Compatibility is must for any programming language or any hardware, right? So this compatibility ratio will rise in many other programming languages, but Python is much more compatible, wherein it can compatible itself with other programming languages, right? You have Jython, you have C Python, you have many things, right? Jython goes along with Java and Python, right? Right, so this is more compatible with other programming languages as well. Next, it is object oriented. Before, when Python started, it was just a scripting language, right? When I came to know about Python, it was just a scripting language. But now it is an object oriented programming language, because object oriented is the one which is ruling the world now, right? So it is object oriented programming language. And finally, it has a lot of libraries. When you compare with other programming languages, right, Python has most of its libraries, because Python welcomes people and developing libraries and giving it to them, right? Even some places, Python organization itself recommends an external or a third party library than their own library. Sometimes they have their own library. For example, the time zone modules and all, Python itself recommend a third party library for their use. So so that much leverage Python has given to people, that they can use any number of libraries. You can also create your own library and then start using it, right? So Python doesn't stop you in doing that, right? So these are the reason why the developers love Python. And one more reason is that when you compare with other programming language, the development time of Python is very less. When you say the development time in other programming language, when you compare with other programming language, it is very huge. It will take a huge amount of time, but like Python takes gives you very less duration, right? If for example, if I develop a program in C, it takes 10 days. In Python, I can do it in 1 day, right? So that much fast it is when it compares to other programming language. But when I talk about what when I talk about the execution speed, right, when compared with C programming language, right, Python is much slower, because C has is faster than any other programming language in execution, right? But Python is much slower, but they overcome with lot of libraries, right? So they overcome with they overcome the slow process with the help of libraries, so that they can match the time with that. Okay, so applications of Python, where and all Python is used. It is used in web as internet development, and then scientific and numerical computing. I said, like in NASA for rocket science and all, like for scientific calculation, all those things they are using Python only. Okay, and then software development, finally, like education purpose, right? And then GUIs, graphical user interface, right? And business application, mobile application, business application, everything can be done with the help of Python. Okay, so now let me tell you what is variable and how to use them first of all. Okay, I hope you understood as of now. I'm going to start doing programs like with Python, and tell you how to use it, right? If you have any doubts, please chat in the chat window. I'm waiting for you. I'll wait for a few seconds. I want people to chat in the chat board. If you have any doubts or any queries, or you want me to go ahead, I'll go ahead. Okay, I believe people don't have any doubt. Is the chat window working? I'm really doubt, right? People are not giving me any response. Guys, it's kind of one way communication. If you don't respond here, I cannot understand whether you are following me or not. So please just type something, yes or no. Nothing wrong in that. Nothing will happen, right? Your data will still be the same, don't worry. Just type something, yes, no. I'm just wondering whether I'm live or not. I have a very big doubt. Okay, fine. Anyway, I know that I'll not get any response from you. Let me start. So next I'm going to talk what is variable and what is constant, right? So any programming language you take, two things are important. One is variable, other one is constant. A variable is the one where your data are getting stored, right? And constant is the one which is like anything, right? Any value or any number is a constant. Okay, fine. Now when I say variable, there are certain rules that you need to follow when you use a variable, right? Like every programming language have some rules, and Python also have some rules that you need to follow when you go for when you create a variable. Okay, so let us see what are those rules one by one. One, the variable name cannot start with a number, right? Like other programming languages, here also you cannot start with a number, right? And next it is there cannot be any space in between variables, right? If I want to create a variable, there cannot be any space in between the variables. Either you can use a underscore, right? But you cannot have any space in between. And then you cannot use the following symbols in the variables, right? These are the symbols that you cannot use in the variable. It is totally restricted to the use these variables. If you use this, it will throw you error. Okay, next, it is considered best practice that names are lowercase. Don't ever give uppercase for variables. It is always better to use a lowercase for your variable names. Okay, variables means nothing. You're going to store something, that is called as variable, right? If I'm going to store something, that is called as variable. The place is called as variable. And now next is you may need to avoid using lowercase l and uppercase o and uppercase I, because these looks like 1 or 0, right? So the best practice is that don't use l o sorry, lowercase l, uppercase o, or or uppercase I, which looks like 1 and 0. Okay, which looks like 1 and 0. And next, we may need to avoid using special meaning words like str, list, all these things. These have some special meaning. I'll tell you in short what are these. Okay, got it, guys? Okay, so let us. I want to tell you something about variable, right? So let me go ahead and give some variable for you, right? For example, if I say variable name is var and I give 10, right? So unlike other programming language, people, if you are from other programming language, you would have given some data type for declaring a variable. Now here in Python, variable declaration is not at all required. Variable declaration is not at all required. It is simply like you can just give a variable and start using the value there. You don't have to give any variable there. You don't have to give any what data type to create a variable there. Variable creation is variable declaration is not at all required in Python. Okay, now when I say var assign 10, in the later part of my program I can see var assign 20.5. In the later part I can say var assign some name, right? So actually this is an integer, this is actually what this is your float, and this is your string. Three different datas, a single variable name can hold all these things in the different part of your program, right? So when I say variable till this, until till this place, like until it reaches this place, the variable is integer. Now from here to here the variable is float. From here below everything the variable is string. Now here this variable in Python is said to be dynamically typed. So when I say dynamically typed, Python is actually flexible in assigning datas, right? In other programming language it is not possible, but Python is more flexible. It can accept any type of data, right? And there are actually pros and cons for this as well, right? So one, it is very easy to work with and faster development time. I can use the same variable name everywhere and then start using it. It's very fast. And the problem is that the cons are may result in unaccepted bug, right? Because you use variable here considering it as integer, and in later part you think that it is string, you will be in a confusion, right? So you need to be aware of the type of the variable what you're using. You with me, guys? Okay. So when I say data types, there are four types of data types available in Python. One is integer, float, string, and bool. So when I say integer, it is actually normal numbers, right? And the float is a decimal place value, and str is for a string, that's more character, right? And then bool is for boolean. You with me, guys? So these are actually used only for typecasting and not for declaring the variable, right? So here in Python, variable declaration is not required. So these data types are used only for typecasting, not for anything else. I don't have to do anything else other than typecasting with data types. Okay, fine. So let us see how to use what how to handle characters and how to handle numbers in Python. So far, I believe that you people understood. If at all you have any doubts, type in the chat window. I'll respond back to you, or else like I'll proceed further. Okay, now let me tell you how to handle characters. That is handling strings. That is what we are going to see now. How to handle characters in Python. Okay, now if I say I'll say name assign. Let me give my name. Right. So this is actually a character, a combination of character that found me a string, right? Now here, what is the type of name? It is str, right? The type of name is str, and what is stored inside is the string, right? More than one character combination. Now this I for storing a string, I can either use a single quotes or a double quotes, right? I can also do like this. I'll say name assign, right? So it's up to me, right? I can either use a single quotes or a double quotes to store the data. Okay, so if I use a single quotes to store the data, right, I can or a double quotes to store the data, it is considered to be string, right? I don't have to get worry, right, how it is getting stored, right? So let me run this code for you, right? So to print the information, that is name, if I want to print the name, I'll be using a function called as print, right? People also from C background or Java background, for C you will be using printf. For Java you will be using system.out.println. And right, in C sharp you will be using outln kind of thing, right? And C++ you will be using cout. In Python you will be using the function called as print, and within that I'll be giving the variable. Now what is the variable? This variable becomes a string, right? So let me execute this. Whatever I'm printing, it is printing here, right? So either it is double quotes or single quotes, it doesn't matter. It is considered to be a name. Okay, so it is considered to be a string. For example, if I say let me say info, hi, this is Samuel's Python session. Now, when I try to do like this, I have an apostrophe here, right? Apostrophe s. When I use an apostrophe s, it is like I am opening the single quotes here and I'm closing it, right? So when I open and close it, these things are left out. So if I want the apostrophe to be there, are not considered to be the end of the string, right? So the starting of the string will be started with the single quotes, and the end of the string is ended with the single quotes again, right? So now here I'll say a slash. If I give a slash here, so this will not be considered as the end of the string. Okay, so let me say print and then say info. Sorry. Now here you got the entire string, but here putting slash is like kind of tedious, right? People like it's a extra work, right? I don't want to do extra work. So if I don't want to do extra work, what I can do, the same thing can be done in a different way. How will I do it? So instead of putting a slash here, and I'll start with the double quotes and end with the double quotes. Inside, if I have a single quotes, it will not be considered as the end of the string. right? So I can easily use it for my I can use my double quotes if I have any single quotes in between, right? So let me run this code for you. You're getting it? Okay. Now, if I want to give a multi-line string, right? Actually, this is a single line string. If it is a single line string, I can either give single quotes or double quotes based on my requirement. But if it is a multi-line string, right? Let me try it with the single quotes first. I'll say, uh, hello, welcome to my Python training. Right? So when I do like this, if I give a single quotes and if I go to the next line, this is not considered as a string at all, because like you can see either whatever I give within single quotes, it is in red color, right? That's the difference, right? But only this thing is in red color. This thing is not considered to be the string which is there inside. If I want a multi-line string, I may need to go with triple quotes. I need to go with triple quotes. So when I give triple quotes, this multi-line string will be considered, and then I can use it, right? So whatever I give, however I give in the second line, it is printing into the second line only, right? So if at all I want a multi-line string to be stored inside my string variable, I'll be using triple quotes, right? Single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes based on your requirement. Got it, guys? Okay. This is about like handling characters, right? Now next what we are going to see is indexing, right? How to index, how to get the index of every character, right? So when I say indexing, I can use it. Let me tell you how to use indexing, right? This is very important. Okay. So let me say name, assign, let me give my full name, and then if I say prints, and if I want to print the name, I'll just say name. So the entire name will be printed. But if I want to print only a character, right? A particular character. Now when I take any string, right, it is considered to be as a character by character, right? So first this is zeroth position, 1, 2, 3, like that. So when I give name of 0, right, this is called as indexing. So when I say name of 0, S will be printed. When I say name of 5, L will be printed, because any stream of characters string will be starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so every position have some index, right? So that index will be given here, right? So this is 0th position, this is 5th position, right? So when I give 6, what will happen? I'll be getting a space which I cannot see here. Anyway, it will print a space. When I print 7, when I give 7, it prints 8. So the index position start with 0. Okay, now apart from, there is something called as negative indexing. Let us see what is negative indexing and how to use it. So when I say negative indexing, if I give -1, what will be printed? N will be printed, because N is the last character of it. So it prints the N as a negative indexing. You with me, guys? So there are two types of indexing. One is positive indexing, another one is negative indexing, right? So when I say positive indexing, it goes from here, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, like that, right? When I say negative indexing, it will be from -1, -2, -3, -4, like that. So when I give -5, what will be printed? D will be printed, because this is -1, right? So this becomes -2, -3, -4, -5, right? And if I say -12, what will be printed? A will be printed, right? If I say -13, S will be printed. You with me, guys? Right? So I can either go from left to right. If I go from left to right, I want to fetch the characters, I'll be using positive indexing. If I want to go from right to left and fetch the characters, I'll be using negative indexing. You with me? Okay, fine. let me tell you about slicing. Hope you understood indexing. If at all you have any doubts, please chat in the chat window. Every time I'm telling and people are not responding at all, I don't know why. What is the problem? Okay, anyway, I'll start. Slicing. Okay, it was a problem with my okay, it's clear. Okay, sir, it's any data type like complex. Yes, Ramchandran. Yes, it is there. There is a data type called as there is a type called as complex. I'll let you know what is that. Okay, Tulasi said it's very clear. Okay, very good, guys. I actually it was problem in my device, right? I'm not getting any response. Now only I'm getting all your responses. Sorry, guys. Thank you very much for responding. Okay, now only I'm getting your queries, right? Complex. Yes, there is something called as complex. I'll tell you what is that. Don't worry. Okay. If I go for complex numbers, I'll be using complex. I'll explain you in detail in the next session, not now. Okay. So it is little bit advanced. We'll go for that. Okay. Okay, what is meant by typecasting? Sharmita, I'll explain you now what is meant by typecasting. Sorry for the late response because I was not getting any of your queries. Now I'll respond you. Don't worry. Is your chat column? Okay, so thank you. How to print two letters? I'll explain you Hari now. Hari, I'll be explaining how to print two letters. Don't worry. Okay. So people ask me how to print more than one letter or two letters, right? For that, we'll be using slicing, right? Two letters, three letters kind of thing. We'll be using something called as slicing that I'll be explaining you now. Don't worry. Okay. The slicing syntax goes like this. It'll be the string what I'm going to use and then followed by start, stop, step. Okay. These are the three things that I'll be using. One is start, another one is stop, another one is step. Yes, Tulsi, I'll be explaining you how to convert one data type into another data type. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. You may need to wait for a few minutes. I'll explain you that. I'll explain everyone's queries. Don't worry. Right, one by one, I'll do that. So once I complete slicing, all your queries will be cleared. Okay. Now let me get the same example. Now if I want to print the first three characters S, A, and M, I'll say print. I'll say name of where I'm going to start. I'm going to start at the 0th position. Where I'm going to stop 0, 1, 2. So I'm going to stop at 2, but I need to give 3 here. I'll tell you why. When I give 3 here, it is actually stop before. I can say stop before, right? So when I say 0 and stop before 3, that is what it means. 0 and stop before 3. Okay. So when I run this code, it prints SAM. So I'm starting from 0 and stopping before 3, that is a 2, right? And someone asked me two characters. Hari, I hope your doubt is clear, Hari. Right? Now, I can also do this in a different way, right? Since I'm saying 0, by default it is 0. So I can just say print nothing colon 3. That also means the same. You with me? Okay. So let us see how to step. Let me say colon colon like this. When I say colon, first is that I am starting at 0. next colon, where I'm stopping, right, at the length, at the end of the string. So when I don't give anything here, it means that by default it stops at the starts at the starting position and stops at the end, right? I'm explaining you, Santosh, now that only, right? So when I give here 2, right, so it means that I'm starting at 0 and ending at the end position. If I don't give anything, by default it will start at the start position and end at the end position. Okay, and now when I say step, it steps by two characters. You will come to know now. Okay, so it printed S and skipped A and went to M. Yes, Tulasi, you can use negative indexing. Is it is possible, Tulasi? You can use negative indexing, right? So let me explain you step. Right, when I say step by 2, it steps from here, from S, steps 2, that is M, steps 2, that is E, steps 2, that is space, and steps 2, that is D. Like that it goes two steps. It goes in two steps, right? Now one more thing is there in slicing, right? If I say like this, let me say -1. Now what will happen if I say -1? Step in -1. How can I step in -1? It means that from the reverse I'm stepping. It will give me a reverse string. When I say name colon colon -1, it is giving me a reverse string. That is, string will be printed in the reverse order. Okay, string will be printed in the reverse order. And someone asked me how to use negative indexing, right? So let us see, like, where shall we start? Let us make a try, right? So let us make a try. I am not giving any step. So let me say -1 to, let me say -3. Let us see what's happening. Is it printing anything? No, it's not printing anything. Let me change it, -1 to -3. Is it printing anything? Yes. When I give negative indexing, I need to give in this order, right? Negative, that is a lesser negative sign on this side and the greater negative sign on the that side, right? Don't give the reverse way, it will not work. I gave that example to show you that you should not do that. Okay, got it, guys? You should never do that. So if I want SON to be printed, I can do this, right? Or else I can say -3 to nothing. So what is -3? When I say -3, this is -1, -2, -3. From here I'm printing, right? So I need to give from where I have to start. I have to start from -1 and I have to end at n. Good, good, Hari. Santosh, you're clear now? Tulasi, you're okay, fine, good. Your doubts are clear, guys? Anything, please let me know. I'll proceed further from there. And one more thing, people also have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. You can help me in that way. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, fine. So now here I'll be explaining you what is what. Okay, I am not going to give you all the methods, right? There are a lot of functions available in string. I'm not going to handle everything, because I'm going to handle, if I'm going to handle everything, I cannot complete my portions or complete my syllabus which I have planned for. So what I will do, right, after completing the session, I'll be giving you link where I've done a complete thing on all the collection data types, right? A string, integer, float, everything. I've done a complete list of work on it, detailed work on it, so you can use that. I'll be giving that. Okay, Devaraj is asking me a doubt. In slicing will make output from two variables of string. Okay, Devaraj, you can do it on one string, you cannot do it on two strings. Okay, now let us see a few more. I'll explain you a few more things, and after that we'll proceed further. Okay, so let me say I have name 1, that is Samuel, and I say name 2, that is Edison, right? And if I want to concatenate these two strings, right, in other programming language you may need to use methods or functions or anything like it's. Now here it is very simple. You can just say print name1 plus name2. When I do a plus symbol between two strings, it will just concatenate, but you can see there is no space here. And if I want space, what should I do? First I may need to concatenate with a space, and then I may need to concatenate with the next name, right? So it is name1 plus space plus name2. So when I run this code, you will be getting with the space, right? So this is actually called as concatenation. I can use just a plus symbol to concatenate two strings. Now if I want the same string to be repeated twice, I just say print name1 into 2. So when I say name1 into 2, right, usually you cannot do any arithmetic operation on strings, right, but you can do like plus and multiplication on your strings, right. When I do multiplication, it just multiplies a string and make it as two strings. Same string it is given twice. If you want, you can store it in a new string also. Okay, hope you got it, guys. Okay, done. Now if I want to print the string in lowercase or uppercase, I can do that as well. I'll say upper name, that's a variable, right, this is just a variable, and then I'll say name1 dot upper. So when I do this, right, sorry, I forgot to print it. I'll say print upper name, and when I do this str, okay, I'm sorry, it came twice. Your string is converted to upper. Okay, now if I want the string to be converted into lowercase, right, so I'll say lower name, and I'll say upper name dot lower, right. So this lower and upper are methods which helps me in converting the string either to lower case or uppercase, right. Now here the string is converted with the help of the method called as upper, right. With the help of the method upper, I'm converting the string into uppercase. With the help of a method called as lower, I'm converting the string to lowercase. Got it, guys? Okay, I'll tell you two more methods, and with that I'll go to number handling. Right now we were handling characters. We'll see how to handle numbers. Okay, in a short while. Okay, but as of now you understood, I believe, right? If at all you want to know about all the functions, I've done a separate video in my YouTube channel, wherein I've given the entire methods, because I cannot handle everything now. It's due to time constraint. I am just giving you only few methods. Other things you can learn from my channel, which I'll give you the link in your WhatsApp group. Okay, don't worry. Okay, now let me try to use this method. I'll say name assign. Okay, there was some problem in my internet connection. Just a minute. Uh, it's just changing only the lower letter into uppercase letters. Yes, Tulsi, it is just changing the lowercase to uppercase and upper to lower. Yes, it is not doing anything. It is just changing the lowercase letters to uppercase and uppercase to lowercase. So let me say Samuel, what I was talking about, and as trainer. Now when I say print, let me use a method called as find, right. I'll say name dot find of t. Now it means that I'm going to find okay, let me say name dot find. If I say find, and then it will print the location, right? It will print the location where it is, right? It is it will start from 0 1 2 3 4, it goes on up to the first character, and then it finds it and prints it. Now we can also give the word, right? If I give the word, what it will do, it will also do the same 12, because it finds the starting position of the word. It finds the starting position where your word is. Okay. Like this, we have many functions available. You can very well watch my video, right? Yes, Devraj, you can change the first letter, you can change sentence case, all these things are there that I've explained in my video. You can go and watch it. I believe, like, I hope you understood how to use the functions, right? So if I'm going to take much time in explaining all the functions, it will take a longer time. So I'll explain you only few functions. Other functions are there available in my video already. You can go and watch it. Okay. Sorry, Devraj, I'm unable to explain you now, because if I'm going to explain every function, it'll take a longer time. Okay. Yes, there are a lot of functions are there in print. To find what are the functions are there, I can just say dir of str. So these are the functions that are available, right? These are the functions that are available that we have used upper, split, all these things are there. There are a lot of functions available, right? You can go and use these functions and check what are these functions do. Okay. Fine. Let us go ahead and see number handling, right? So I'm done with the character handling. Let us go ahead and find what how shall we do with number handling. Okay. Okay. Number handling. So when I say number handling, I can handle numbers. There are two types of number, right? There are two types of numbers. One is integer, another one is float, right? So there are two types of numbers. One is integer, another one is float. Now integer, you know what is integer? The numbers what you give, 1 2 3, like whatever you give, 23 67 898. So all these are numbers, normal integers. And also negative, right? You can also give negative numbers. Right? And then float, I have 12.34. So these are negative, these are what float. Okay. So when I say these are float and integer, right, I can use any of these numbers for my use. Okay. Fine, guys. Okay. Now let us see how to handle numbers and how to use them. Okay. Now 1 minute. Let me open the chat board. If at all you have chatted something, there's some problem in my mobile. Just give me a few seconds, guys. I'm just trying to open the chat board again. It got closed. Okay. Fine. Now if I say integer, I can just say where assign 123, right? So this is an integer, right? And one more thing I forgot to say in string, right? I want to mention that, right? So one thing I forgot to say. Now here your strings are mutable, right? sorry, immutable, you cannot change it. When I say like name assign Samuel, right, and I say name of 0, which is possible like in other programming languages, right? So if I say small s, so this will throw me error, because str object does not support item assignment. I cannot assign anything to it, I cannot change it, right? So it is fixed. So once I initialize something that is fixed, I cannot change it, right? I cannot go and change anything, I cannot modify it, right? Once done is done. Okay, that is what I forgot to say. So when I say numbers, like numbers are like this. I have variable, right? Variable 1, variable 2, like that. And if I want to do some operation, I can do that with the help of arithmetic operators. Now what are the arithmetic operators that I have in uh, um, Python? That is what I'm going to tell you. So these are the operators that are available, first of all, right? Arithmetic operator, relational operator, assignment operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, and membership operator, right? So let us see one by one. First, let us see arithmetic operators. You have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division. This is new to you because you would have not used in any other programming language, right? This is called as floor division, modulo, and exponent. I'll tell you. So when I add, you will be getting the sum of two numbers. When I subtract, I'll be getting the difference between two numbers. When I multiply, I'll be getting the product of two numbers. When I divide, I'll be getting the remainder, right? When I do modulo, I'll be getting the when I divide, I'll be getting the quotient. When I do modulo, I'll be getting the remainder. Now what is this floor division? Usually when I divide in other programming languages, I get only, right, if I divide two integer, I'll be getting only integer. But here in Python, if I divide two integer, I may get a float value based on your data. Okay. Now for example, if I say if I divide 2, I'll be getting 2 in other programming languages, but in Python I'll be getting 2.5. So that is the difference. Okay. Now here it is exponent, it is like your power function, right? You don't have to use any power function and all, you can use this directly. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, modulo, and exponent. Let me explain you one by one how to use this, right? So when I say if I say um, you please don't use sum as a variable name, because sum is a method or a function which is built-in function is there in Python. So but try avoiding using sum, right? I'll say sum of two numbers or sum of two, right? I can say var1 plus var2, and I can say print sum of 2. So it is printing the sum of two numbers, right? So when I say difference between two values, and if I say multiply, let me give a small value so that it will not go big. So 12 60, right? 12 5 is 60. And when I do a division in other programming language, what do I get? I get 5 2s are 10, I'll be getting 2, right? But here I get 2.4, right? When I divide two integer in another programming language, I'll be getting 2, wherein if I divide any value with the help of Python, I'll be getting a float value, if provided if it is a float. Like if it is 6, you will not get any float value, you will get 2, right? You will not get any anything after decimal place, right? But if it is 5, I'll be getting 2.4. But if I don't want this 2.4, I want only 2, I don't want a float value, I want only an integer value, what should I do? I'll be going for floor division, that is 2 slashes. So when I say floor division, I'll be getting only 2. You with me? Okay, fine. Now when I say mod, what this will do? This will give the remainder, right? So when I say 5 divided by 2, the remainder is 2. Okay. When I say 6 divided by 2, the remainder is 0. So the modulo operator will give you remainder, right? So that is what we have seen: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, which will give you integer values. Modulo will give you the remainder, and exponent, that is what we are going to see now, right? For example, if I say print 5 star star 2, so this will give you the power of 5, right? So if I want to find the square root of 2, what will do? I'll say 2 star star 0.5, so this will give you the square root of 2. Anything power 0.5 is square root, right? Power half is square root, correct? So when I say 2 power, okay, Vishwanathan, how many days or months you want to spend to become a Python guru? Viswasam, you want to become a guru? Okay, I think this is not technical. I'll explain you later. Okay, you can chat me personally in my WhatsApp. I'll explain you that. Okay, Vishwasam? Fine. Okay, Devraj has asked only left. Okay, fine. It has been answered there. Fine. Okay, good. Fine, Viswasam. We'll check about this. You just chat with me personally in my WhatsApp. I'll explain you. Okay, to become a guru, it's good that you want to become a guru. Nothing wrong in that. Okay. Now when I say print 2 power 0.5, right? That is 1.414. So I just give star to get the power of it. Apart from this, I can compare two values, right? I can compare two values and they can do it, right? And one more thing I want to tell you, a very important thing, there is no increment and decrement operator in Python. Your plus plus minus minus, it is not there in Python, right? This is totally prohibited. So then how will I do it? Right, if I want to increment any value, if I want to decrement any value, I cannot use a plus plus or minus minus. Then how will I do it? For that, I'll be using arithmetic assignment operator, that is plus assign, minus assign, like that, right? So if I want to do an increment or decrement, I can either use a plus assign or minus assign. Okay, okay, fine. Devraj, I joined now. I had some issue. No problem, Devraj. You can continue. No problem. You have any doubts, Devraj? I'm just talking about assignment, arithmetic and assignment operators. That's all. Nothing big, Devraj. Okay. Now, what I was saying about, okay, I was talking about incrementing a value, right? So if I say, if I want to increment a value, for example, I have var assign 20. If I want to increment var, I can say var assign var plus 1, right? And then say print var. So whenever I have my left hand side variable on the right hand side, right? So whenever if I'm initializing something and the right hand side variable and the left hand side variable are same, I can replace this. I can replace this line with the help of arithmetic assignment operator, var plus assign 1, right? Var plus assign 1 still gives the same answer, right? So this line and this line are one and the same. I can use this for decrement as well. If I want to decrement, I'll say minus assign 1, so that will be decremented to 19. I can use any of these operators here, right? Plus assign, minus assign, star assign, slash assign, modulo, right? Anything can be used. It's your wish, whatever you want, whichever it is required for you. And this operator is called as assignment operator. I'll never call it as equal to. That is my habit. I call it as assign, right? You would have seen that wherever I go, I'll say var1 assign, var2 assign. That is how it need to be pronounced. You should not say equal to. Equal to is something different, right? So that comes in relational operator. So it's better use what assignment operator as assignment only. You call it as assignment only, right? So if I call Devraj as something else, will Devraj accept? No, he will not accept, right? If I call Santosh as Devraj, he will not accept, right? Either Santosh as Devraj or Devraj as Santosh, they will not accept, right? We need to call by their name only. So call them by their name. That is assignment operator, call it as assignment operator, don't call it as equal to. As far as programming language is concerned, that is assignment operator and call it as assignment. Okay, good, fine. Now these are additional assignment operators that we can use on any of the relational operator or logical arithmetic operators. Okay, now here apart from this, we can compare two values. For example, I'll say to check whether 10 is greater than 20. For example, I'll say var1 is 10 and var2 is 20. And if I want to check which is greater, right, that is called as comparison, right? So if I want to compare two values, I'll be using comparison operators, that is greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, and not equal to. This is equal to, right? Equal to and not equal to. So these are the relational operators which will provide you either true or false, right? So now if I say print var1 less than var2, what this will give you? True, right? In C or C++, you would have seen it is giving you 1 and 0. In C programming language, you would have seen that it is giving 1 or 0. But in Python, it gives you, it has a boolean, so it gives you either true or false. Okay. Now, if I say the same thing, if I say great, it gives you false. So it gives you either two values, one is false, another one is true. It can be either true or false, it cannot be anything else, right? So these are the relational operators that is used on any numbers, right? So to check whether it is greater or lesser, or to check whether it is working perfectly or not, right? So it gives you either true or false based on the input that you're giving. Got it, guys? Okay, now how will I give a float value? I'll say var1 assign 10.23, then var2 assign 30.56. Then when I do this, if I want to add, I can use the same process, nothing big, float, and I can use it for float, and there's no problem at all, right? So 40.79, right? So float values can be used as well. So numbers and float, whatever you give, right, it works in the same way, right? Number excuse me, number handling, whatever you did for integer can be done for your uh, 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 float as well, right? There is no problem, you can easily use it. Okay, so the all the relational operators, logical operators, everything can be used. Got it, guys? You have any doubts? Just as of now, you have any doubts, do let me know. I'll just wait for a few seconds. Just let me know you have any doubts in integer, sorry, number handling and uh, uh, character handling. Okay, good. No doubts. Good. Thank you. So let me start. Let me Sarita. When incrementing the value of var1, it's incremented as 21. When you decreased as 1, you got 19. Okay, Sarita, it is not like that. I've actually, you would have seen that I've initialized it back again. It's here, right? So I'm initializing it to 20. I've initialized to 20 and then decremented it. So it is 19 only. I've removed this line. This is commented. Wherever hash is there, that is comment. It's my mistake. I should have removed the line, Sarita. No, this is not there. This line is not there. This is commented. When I say 20, decrement 1, that is 19. When I when it is there, right? When this is there, oh, I'm sorry. When I uncomment this out, now this will be incremented to 21, and again this will be decremented to 20, right? Now you will get 20. But I've commented this line out. This line is not there, so it gives you 19 only. Okay, fine, Sarita. Sarita understood it. Thank you. Devraj, so it because 19 and 21. Fine, fine, fine. Okay. Devraj, you have any doubt? Okay, done. Fine. So if I want to round off my value, for example, if my number is 1234.5678, but if I want to round off to two values, right? The decimal values to be rounded off to 2, right? What should I do? I'll be using a separate method. I'll say print, I'll say round off num comma 2. Now this will round off your values to 2 place after the decimal place. right? It is rounded off to two places after decimal place, right? If I want to round off, I'll be using the round value, right? Round method, I'm sorry. And one more thing, someone asked me about typecasting. That is what I'm going to tell you now, how to typecast, right? So let me say var assign 1 2 3 4. Now what is this? What is the type of var? If I say print, it will print var, but what is the type of var? Tulsi, it is not truncating, it is rounding off. You can see that when I say 1234.5678, it is rounding off to 57. If it is truncating, it will take 7 and 8. But it is right, when I say round off, it is the 6 becomes 7. Can you see that? Yeah, because it has the value is greater than 6. 6 and greater than 6. Yes, Devraj, it is correct. You are right. It is string. 1 2 3 4 is not number. Tulsi, I believe that you understood this, right? This is not truncating, it is actually rounding off the value. It is actually okay, fine. I hope you understood, Tulsi. I'm waiting for Tulsi's response. Okay. Sharmita, it is int, it is a single count, so it's character. Okay. Okay. It is actually string. There is nothing called as character in Python. You have only string, right? So it is string totally, right? So you have a combination of characters that gives you string, but it looks like a number. It looks like a number, but I cannot do anything. It's like to check whether it is a number. When I say var assign, let me say 100, right? And when I say let me give var 1 and var 2. So considering it as a number, right? If I say it looks like a number, but it is not a number. So it looks like a number, but it is not a number, right? So let me say print var1 plus var2. Now what should you get? You will be getting 1 2 3 400 because it is concatenating. It is not a number. It is not a number, right? No, we cannot truncate, Tulsi. We can round off. There is a round method is there. We cannot truncate. Now it is actually concatenating two strings. Now when I want these strings to be converted to integer, I will be typecasting. That is what we are going to see. How should we typecast? Yes, Devraj, everything within single quote should be considered as string. Whatever you give within single quotes must be considered as string. Either single quotes or double quotes. It is string only. Okay. Now if I do the same program in a different place, let me do it here. Now I know it is a string, right? It is a string. Now if I want these strings to be converted to integer, I'll just say int of, right? So when I do this, what will happen? The string which is like an integer, right? I can only convert the string which is numeric as integer, right? I'll tell you that as well, right? Now when I say int of var1, what this int of var1? Var1 is 1234, which will be converted to integer 1234, right? This int of var2 will be converted to 100. 100 will be converted to 100. So when I run this, you will be getting 1334. Got it? 1334. I'm converting the string which is a numeric into integer. Okay. Devraj has asked me a doubt, but other languages have both string and characters, right? Yes, in C++ you have string and characters, both are there. In C you have only characters which can be formed as an array of character and then use it. But in C++ you have strings separately and characters separately. Yes, Devraj, you are right. Now I'm typecasting the number which is in the form of string to number back, right? Now if I have the same program, let me have a float value. Let me say 12.34 and 10.01, right? So when I do this, what are these values looks like? These values looks like float, right? These values looks like float, even though it is a string, but it looks like float. I cannot use integer here. If I use integer, it will throw me error. I'll show you that. So it is saying invalid literal for int, right? You cannot use a int there. So what should I use there? Float, right? So if I use float, I'll be getting the output properly. You with me, guys? So whatever string it is given in the integer format can be converted to int. Whatever string that is given in float format can be converted to float. You with me? Right? But I cannot convert in a different way, right? For example, if I say Sam here, and if I say print int of var, what will happen if I do this? I'm trying to convert to integer. Okay, Sarita, if we pass it as int of var1 plus var2, what will happen? Okay, when I say var1 plus var2, it will be concatenated, Sarita. Var1 and var2 will be concatenated, and then again it will be converted to integer. It will not add the values. It will concatenate the value and then it will be converted. I'll show you that as well. 1 minute, Sarita. I'll just complete that and show you that. Okay. So when I do this, it will throw me error. Why? Because this is Sam. It is not a number, right? I cannot convert a character to number, but I can convert a number to a number, right? So numeric, which is in the form of character, can be converted to number, but character, which is there in the form of character itself, cannot be converted to number, right? Now Sarita asked me a doubt, right? The same thing. I'll take you. I'll explain you, Sarita. Don't worry. So you're asking about this, right? Converting like this. Now you will be getting the same thing, but this will be integer. The output will be integer. Okay, why? Because when I say var1 plus var2, this the entire value will get concatenated. That is 1 2 3 4 plus 100, right? So this will get concatenated. I'll tell you how it works. Now when I do this of int, now these two things are strings. So this will first, what it will do, first step it will concatenate. I'll say int of, it will concatenate 1 2 3 4 100, and that second step this will be converted to 1 2 3 4 100 integer. Okay, hope you got it, Sarita. Okay, fine. What will happen when we type var1 plus var2 in the above example? When we type means, Hari, can you ask me the question again, because I'm unable to understand your question. So if you want to just say var1 plus var2, that's all, right? It will concatenate, Hari. I believe like that is what you're asking for. If you do a plus for both the strings, it will concatenate. It will not do anything else. Okay. Shall I proceed further? You have any other doubts, guys? So it is understood that if the value what I am giving within the variable, if it is a string, and if that value is a numeric value, then I can convert to integer. And if a value is a string and that value looks like a float, I can convert it to float. And if it is characters, I can never convert it to float. Sorry, float or integer. Nothing can be done. Hope you understood, guys. Any doubts? Shall we proceed further? Okay. So let me tell you about collection data types in C, sorry, in Python. Let us go ahead one by one and find out how the collection data types are used in Python and what are those. Okay. First, we are going to see what are the collection data types in C, and then I'll tell you, sorry, in Python, and then I'll tell you how to use them, right? I have list, tuple, set, and dictionary, right? So these are the collection data types in C, sorry, in Python. I'll tell you one by one what are they. Sir, okay, Tulasi has asked a doubt. Please proceed. No doubts. Please give me example. As you said, plus concatenate, then what about addition, right? Okay, fine. See, Tulasi, like when I use on characters, it used for concatenation. When I used it on numbers, it is used for addition. That's all, right? So where you're using it, that matters. Correct, Devraj. Addition is only for integer and float, not for characters. Yes, for string it will concatenate. And Hari has asked me, how can I get? Please give example. What? No, Hari, I'm still unable to understand your question. If you don't mind, can you type it fully, Hari? I'll wait for you. Uh, okay, Hari, I'm waiting for your question. You asked it out. Get what example you want, Hari? Can you give me exactly? Is Hari still there? Okay, I think he's not there. Fine. Okay. So let me proceed further. So these are the things that we have in collection data type. One is list, set, tuple, set, and dictionary. These are the four major. Tulasi, I got it. Please proceed. I got it. Okay. Set and dictionary, right? So let us see one by one what is list, what is tuple, what is set, and what is dictionary. Okay. Sir, he might be saying about that. Yeah, we can do. We can add Ram. I think like he was asking about to float. It is given here, right? I've converted to float and added it, right? Either float or integer. I can add both. This is the example. Okay, I'll ask you later. Fine, Hari. Fine. Okay, thank you. I'll explain you. Don't worry. Okay. So let us first see about list. Now, list is one of a collection data type which help us to get some collection of data, right? More than one data can be stored inside list. That is where we use list. Now, list is represented with the help of brackets. List is represented with the help of brackets. If at all people are from different programming language, You would have used arrays, right? Okay, how can we add integer and float? Yes, you can add. So Hari, was that your doubt? And Suganti is also asking the same doubt. Yes, you can add integer and float. No problem. You can do it. It is possible, Suganti. You can add integer, float, float, integer, no problem. But you cannot add an integer and a string. Integer, integer can be added. Float, float can be added. Numbers can be added among them. Either it is an integer or a float, it can be done. No, no, not like that. Not like that. That is not possible. Ram, that is not possible. I have to do the same thing. Float this side separately, that side separately. You are asking about that, right? You're asking about this, right? I'll do that. So if I say float of var1 plus var2, this will be a bigger problem. Okay, you want to see that? I said like this will be a bigger problem. Why? Because when I say 12.34 and again one more point, that is not possible in float. That is not possible in float. In integer, no problem, right? Because there are two integer values, you can do it. But when I do it with float, what will happen? I will concatenate. I'll tell you what will happen here. Till this, it will be like this. It will be 12.34 plus 10.01. This will be in single quotes, right? And this is of float. Now, when I come here, the next step, first step, what it will do? First step, it will concatenate. Okay, Hari, I'm explaining, don't worry. Float of, it will be converted to character without any problem. Sorry, string. I'm sorry. This will be converted to string without any problem. But when I try to convert this to float, float can have only one decimal place. What is it? It is having two decimal place. So this will throw me error. This will throw me error. I cannot do anything. Okay. So when I want to do something, make sure that you are doing it separately like this. This is correct. This is wrong. This is the way to do it. I'll say float of var1 plus float of var2, no problem. Everything is perfect, right? But when I say float of like this, it will be converting this to two decimal places when I cannot have two decimal points inside a float value. And if I try to convert this, this will throw me error. Okay. Now Suganti has asked some question. Initially, sir, initially if the integer and float are in varchar, how to proceed addition? You have to convert it and then do it. I'll tell you. I'll give an example for that as well. I'm really happy people are asking questions and doubts. I'm really happy to answer you, right? Like this. When I say like this, I'll say int. So I have to convert this to integer, I have to convert this to float and then add. Right? So you're getting 22.34. So whatever is there, respectively, I need to convert, right? Integer need to be converted to integer and float need to be converted as float and then add it. No, strings cannot be done any addition. I cannot do any addition on string. I cannot do it directly. I need to convert it and then only do it. If I do an addition on a string, it will become concatenation. Okay, fine. Shall we proceed further, guys? Any doubts? Clear. Okay, fine, Suganti. Good. Okay, let me proceed further with list. Right, I believe everyone is clear with number and strings. Okay, good. So let us proceed further with list. If I want to create a list of value, I'll say a variable called as my list, and whatever I want to give, I need to give within this list. So this is a list of value, right? If I want to print it, I'll just say print my list and the values will be printed, right? So list can be created with the help of brackets. And if I want to create a list of strings, yes, I can do it. Let me say department assign, I'll say HR, I'll say IT, finance. And if I say print, right, I can do it, right? So I can do it in any way. You with me, guys? Now here also indexing and slicing are possible, right? Here also indexing and slicing are possible. If I want to do an indexing and slicing, yes, I can do it as I did for my string. Okay, so let us see how to do indexing. If I want to print the third value, so instead of printing all the value, I'll say I want to print the third value. I'll say my list of 2. So third value is printed. And if I want to print the second value, I'll say print DPT of 1. So it will print the second value, that is IT. Right? So whichever value is required for me, I can use an indexing to print the values. And if I want to print from one place to another, like I can use a slicing. How will I use slicing? I'll say print, I'll say my list. I have to start from 0, so let me put nothing there, and then start and stop at 4th position, right? So now this will print 1 2 3 4. So if I want to stop at 5th position, I'll say 1 2 3 4 65, right? If I'll change this value as well, 23 12. Got it? Any doubts, guys? I believe everything's clear for you, right? So indexing and slicing, if I want, I can also use step as I did in my string, right? Do you remember I did in string, right? Indexing, slicing. In slicing, I start, stop, and step. I can also use the same negative indexing, positive indexing, everything is possible, right? So if I want to give a negative indexing, I'll just say -1. What will be printed? Finance will be printed. If I say -2, IT will be printed. If I say -3, HR will be printed, right? So I can either go for a negative indexing or a positive indexing, or I can go for a slicing to take the values. Whatever I did in your characters, the strings, right, as slicing and indexing, the same thing can be done on my list. But here my list is mutable. I can change my values. String, I cannot change any values, but in list I can change the value. For example, if I want to change the number, right, at position 23 to 26, how will I do it? I'll say my list of what is the where is the position, that is 0. Okay, Devraj has a doubt. In this list, you doing indexing and slicing using address of that, right? And what about uh, that any comma place is there in any address is getting there? Okay, there is nothing to do with address here, right? I am doing it with the index. I'm not doing anything with address, Devraj. Here in Python, we will not call it as address at all, right? In Python, there is nothing to do with address. Only in C we have address. We can do something with the help of pointer and address, all those things. But in Python, we don't have address. We have something called as ID or reference. I'll tell you what is that ID is about. Okay, so don't worry. And if I want to change the value 23, I go to 0, 1, and 2, right? So second position, I go to second position. Let me change it to 25. Right. So let me comment this out for some time. It's not required for me. And let me try to print this. Here in Python, for commenting, we'll be using hash, right? You can see I'm using hash. Wherever hash is there, it means that it is commented. It is no more there. Okay. So now it is 1, 12, 23, 14, 65 was a real thing. And after changing, it becomes 1, 12, 25, 14, 65, and 76. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm talking about very important things. People are going because they are not able to stay for longer time, I believe, right? People also here, please stay, because what I'm going to talk here after is very important. Whatever I talked before, it's very simple and very basic things. Whatever I'm going to talk here after, it's very very important, because I'm going to talk about the data types. If you want a break in between, let me know. I'll give a 10 minutes break. You can go and come back, right? But don't skip the session. It's very important. If you want, I'll keep the session live for 10 minutes. You can go and come back. If you want, take a rest and can come back, but come back on 10 minutes. But like I can feel that people are leaving the session, right? Almost 10 people left. 10 to 15 people left the session. I believe you will not go, because it's very important. Just chat in the chat window. I'll let you know, like, what is that you want. If major people want a break, I'll give them a break. Want to drink water, you can have it. Instead of you assign the 25, we will use append function. What is that? No, that's different. That's different, Devraj. Appending is different. I'll tell you what is that. Append function. It's entirely different. Okay, Shamita, want 10 minutes break. Okay. Okay, 5 minutes break. Okay. Let us give a break. Okay, fine. Let us have a small break. Now the time is 11:10. I'll start by 11:07. 7 minutes break, because some people asking 10 minutes, some people asking 5 minutes. We'll go in between, right? I'll go for a break. We'll go for a 7 minute break. Okay, Suganti want a recall of slicing. You got it yourself, Devraj. Good. Okay. And like in the break, we'll have a break, and in the meanwhile, people have some doubts. For them, I'll clarify their doubts. Let us not waste the time. Let's not waste time and then go for slicing. Okay, Suganti, what is your doubt in slicing? Suganti, I'll explain you, right? Others, you can go for your break, guys. Please come back on time. 11:17, I'll start the class. Others, like people those who are not going for break, if you have any doubts, please comment. I'll clarify your doubts. I'll explain slicing for you, Suganti. Don't worry. Suganti, slicing in numbers or string? Which one? Okay, Suganti string first. Okay, I'll go back. So this is your doubt, Suganti, right? If I say slicing, I have three things in slicing, right? One is start, another one is stop before, another one is step, right? So where I am going to start, that is what I'll give you, right? From which position I am going to start taking my characters, and where I have to stop before, right? And then how many steps I'm going to go, that is what I'm going to tell you, right? So when I say if I want to start, I'll give you, right? I'm going to start from the zeroth position and I'm going to end before the third position. This is 0, this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3. Now when I give 3 here, I'm going to end before the third position. So it means that SAM will be taken into consideration. Okay. So when I run this code, you will be getting SAM alone. You with me, Suganti? Right. Now this 0 is by default 0 only, right? So I can either give like that or I can just say colon and 3. It means that I am starting from the starting position, that is 0th position, and going till the third position. You with me, Suganti? Right. So this is one kind of slicing. Another one is, right, if I want to start from somewhere, right, and I want to end at some position, but I want to step, right, two steps. Usually it goes by one step, first, second, third, like that. But when I give here, this is a starting position. This is sorry, this is not required for me. Right. Now, if I want to start from the start position and end at the end of the string, I don't give anything, because by default, if I don't give anything in the start position, it starts at 0. If I don't give anything at the end position, it ends before the length of the string. And when I say 2, it steps by 2 2. That is Sam 1 2 M 1 2 E 1 2 space, from there 1 2 D 1 2 S 1 2. That's all. You with me? You got it, Suganti? So like that, it goes step by step and then prints the character. That is called a step. Any doubt here? And one more thing is there, I can go for a negative indexing, right? So when I say negative indexing, where I have to start, I'm giving this -3. That is means I'm starting from -1, -2, -3. I'm starting from this position. I didn't give the end position, so it ends at the last. Okay. So this is how I use a negative indexing. And when I say -1 in the step position, it means that I am going to reverse my string, right? From here it goes negative indexing, -1, -1, it comes. Fine, Suganti, hope you understood. Okay, if at all anyone have any doubts, do let me know. I'll try to clarify your doubts in this break. The same thing for list indexing as well, where I start, where I end, the same thing. Okay, so if I start from 0, it starts from here, and then 0 1 2 3 4, it starts ends before 5, so it takes only the first 4 values, like that. Okay, whatever I did in string slicing, I can do it in list also. Let us wait for others to join. Yeah, love, yeah, I am trying to go till 12:30. I'm not sure, like, based on the people's response. People started joining back. Yeah, Suganti, I have planned only for 2 day session, and based on the response we'll check like what can be done further. Let me start in another 1 minute. By 11:20 I'll start. One more minute there. If at all anyone have any other doubts, please let me know. I'll try to clarify your doubts. Is Viswasam there? Viswasam, you're there? Just respond. If at all you're there, I'll answer your question. I think Viswasam is not there. Okay. Oh my God, people are going. Okay. Fine. Let me start. It's 11:20. But this is very important, and I think people are missing these things. Only 10 people are there now. Okay. Now, list. I'll just give a recap what we saw before the break, right? If I want to have more than one data to be stored continuously, I'll be going for list, and list can be. Okay, Santosh, tomorrow which topic? Tomorrow, like whatever is left out today, like I'll be handling tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm planning for loop, control statements, functions, and modules. Creating our own module and importing it. That is what I'm planning for. Let us see. Creating a module and importing, creating functions. What are the different types of functions you can do it? Ram, Django, yes, I have to, but I'm still doing going on to complete, right. This one, I'm yet to complete the Python itself. Python object oriented programming. One video is left out. I'm hardly finding time to upload videos. Ram, definitely I'll do Django. Don't worry. But before that, I'm planning for data science. So once I complete data science, I'll go for frameworks, Django, Flask, and all. Right. I'll try Ram. Many people are asking me many things, right? Some people are asking for Linux also. So let us see whether it is possible or not. But definitely I'll be putting, right. If at all like the uh, if the situation prevails like this, definitely we'll be getting a lot of videos for me. Fine, we'll start. I think people are joining back. Good. So let us have a recap of what we have seen on list now. When I say I want to do something on uh, series of data or more than one data, I'll be going for list. Now list is enclosed, list of data is enclosed within brackets, right? So I'll be using bracket to represent list. When I say list, it is represented with the help of brackets. Now why I'm insisting this, because every collection has some thing to do with it, right? So I'll tell you like how to do it. So for list I'll be using bracket, for tuple I'll be using something. I'll explain you one by one. Okay. Now list is mutable data. I can go and change it. Someone asked me a question. Have you worked with Selenium in Python? No, I have not done. I have not worked on Selenium. Not yet. Okay. Now list will be considered as a bracket, and then I'll be storing the data in, and it is an ordered set of data, right? It is an ordered, whatever order, in whichever order I give, the data will be stored in the same order, right? I'll let you know why I'm insisting it is in order, because there are some other thing which is not in order, but list will be 100% in order, right? Whatever you give, it will be there in the same order it is getting stored, right? So when I say print, it prints a value, and then this is indexing. Indexing can be done with the help of list. I use a bracket and then put the index position there, bracket followed by index position. That's very important. Bracket followed by index position, so that I can check the index of the value, and I can also go for a negative index as I did in string, right? I'll just do it once again for you. I'll comment these things for some time. So when I say 2, it is saying 0, 1 and 2, it prints 23, correct? And if I say negative indexing, if I say -2, it prints -1, -2, it prints 65, the value 65. Okay, got it, guys? Okay, people also joining now, don't worry, I'm just recapping the things whichever we seen before the break. Okay, now I'll say -2, it gets the negative indexing value from the -2. Now if I say colon colon -1, what will happen? It prints a value in the reverse order. Can you see that? Right? So indexing slicing works same for all the collection data types around list or anything, right? Any data type you take, it'll work in the same way. Okay, no need to worry about it. Listing and slicing is common for everything, right? You go for string, you go for tuple, or you go for a list. Everything will be, the indexing and slicing is same for everything. Okay, and if I want to start from somewhere and end at fifth position, right, I'll use this. Oh my god, 1 minute. So when I say my list of colon 5, what it does, it starts from 0. See, when I don't give anything here, right, I'm sorry, when I don't give anything here, it means that it is starting from the 0th position. This is empty. When I give the starting position as empty, it will be starting from the 0th position. When I give 5, it is ending at the fifth one before the fifth position. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So it will print 1 before the fifth position, that is, it will stop at 65. You with me? Right. Now if I say, let me copy this and paste it here. If I say I'm going to start from the third position and end till the end of the list, right? Now when I don't give anything at the end position, it will go to the end. If I don't give anything at the starting position, it will start from the 0th position, right? So let me give this. The first one, this is my exact value, and this I am printing in the reverse way with the help of slicing with -1, and I'm starting from the 0th position and going till 5, it prints this, and starting from the third position and printing till the end, it prints this, right? So it is 0, 1, 2, 3 from here till the end. That is what it means, right? And if I want to change the value, yes, I can do it, right? Because it is mutable, I can go and change my value at any point, right? So this is 0, 1, 2. So this position, I'm changing the value to 25, right? So after changing, let me try to print it. So after changing, 23 becomes 25. Can you see that? Okay, any doubts, guys? So this is slicing and indexing. Whatever we can do in other what other data types, I can use here also. The slicing and indexing is same. There is no difference. Now let me explain you few methods alone. There are a lot of methods in list. Let us see what are those methods, and I'm going to explain you only few methods. I'm not going to take all the methods. If you want to learn all the methods that are there in list, I've done a separate video on that. You can go and watch that video. I'll give a link for that as well. Okay, don't worry. Now to check what are the methods are there in list, you can see that you have these are the methods that are used in list, that is append. These are what Dunder methods that you will understand only when I talk about object-oriented programming or Dunder methods in detail. I have a video for that as well. You can go and watch it. But as of now, don't watch it, because without completing the entire Python, you cannot understand what is Dunder methods, right? So these are the methods that are there, and I'm going to tell you about few methods from here. Okay. Yes, Sumati, slicing and indexing are similar to strings only. Yes, you're right. Right. So I'm going to explain you about few methods which are most commonly used. Other methods, you can go and watch my video on that. Okay. So let us see. Let me take this as example. Right. Now if I want to add something to this, if I want to add an extra value to it, I'll be using a method called as append, right? So I'll see dept dot append, and I can append, right? I'll say training. Let me say print dpt. Now before, I'll also print before appending and after appending so that you can get an understanding. So before appending it was HR, IT and finance. After appending it becomes HR, IT, finance and training. So when I say append as a name suggests, it goes and append at the last. It goes and append at the last. Any doubt, guys? Okay, done. Fine. Now let me tell you about one more method. I hope you understood about append method. Append method appends at the last. And if I want to clear all my data, I have a method called as clear. Let me say print. Also take this. Right. So let me say clear. When I say department, it prints HR, IT, and finance. And when I say clear, it clears the data inside the list, but it never deletes the list. It is not deleting the list, right? So people mistook it that it will delete the list, it will remove it. No, it will not delete the list. It will only clear the list. Still, the list will be present. You can see it is an empty list. Can you see that? Yeah, it's an empty list. Now, clear method clears the list. Got it, guys? Okay. Now let me give you one more thing, that is index. I'll say, let me take the same thing. I'll say prints of dept dot index, right? So when I say dot index, I may need to give the value, right? I'll say it, and then say, it will say the index position, right? So in other programming language, if I want to find the position of it, what I need to do, I need to traverse through the entire list or an array and find where that value is there and print that position. But here it is very simple. I'll say index of value, right? So if I say index of value, it will go and find the value and it will print the index, right? It gives you a lot of simplicity, right? Python makes your works very simple, right? If I want to sort the data, it's more simple, right? I can sort my data. I'll say print dpt dot sort. Now here, why it is not printing? Just give me a minute. Sorry, right? I made a mistake, right? I have printed the sort function. Sort function doesn't return anything. Sort function just sorts the value in place, right? So wherever it is there in the same list, it sorts the value and stores it again back. And then when I say department, it sorted the value in ascending order and then printing it. Like this, you have a lot of methods. If I want to sort in descending order, yes, I can do that. I'll say reverse assign true. So when I say reverse assign true, it will print it in the descending order, right? So before, first it prints in the ascending alphabetical order, it prints in the descending alphabetical order. You with me? Right? So there are many other methods that you can go and watch in my video. I've explained all about 15 to 16 methods are there. I've explained all the methods. I don't want to take much of your time in explaining about all the methods. Nothing, just say dot and say the method, that's all. I'll give the link, you can go and watch it, don't worry, okay? And if at all you have any doubts in that, please come in the WhatsApp group, I'll explain you, right? So your task is that after listening to the session, afternoon, like if you find time, go and watch the videos whichever I've done on list, say list, string, numbers, all those things. And then, like, if you have any doubts in that, just come in the WhatsApp chat. I'll explain you so that everyone, others people also watching also can understand it. Okay, good guys. So let me stop this with for list. I'll go for tuple, right? Other things are, I just say it, dot and the method name that you can use it. Okay, I'll go for tuple now. So we have seen list, now we'll see tuple. Right, now tuple is a special values, right? It is almost like a list, but here this is that it is uh, what it is immutable. You cannot change the value, right? You cannot change the value of a tuple. It is not possible for you to change the value of a tuple, right? So it is totally immutable. Like the values, if at all you want your values to be safe and secure, no outside force should go and change the value of your tuple, you will better go for, sorry, change the value, you'll better go for tuple. Okay, now let me tell you how to create a tuple. I'll say my tup, and then now here tuple is mentioned with the help of parenthesis, right? Your what list is in the form of bracket, like tuple will be, I'll be giving parenthesis. Okay, guys, you have any doubts in list? I believe you don't have anything. I'm slightly proceed with tuple. If you have any small doubts in that, just let me know. I'll try to clarify it. Okay, I believe there's no doubt. Let me proceed further. So let me say take the same values here. I want to type it again. Right. Okay. Now here I am having some values of for tuple, and if I want to print, I can just say my tup, then try to print it, right? So you can see the list is printed with the help of bracket, and tuples are printed with the help of within parenthesis, right? So enclosed, whatever is enclosed within parenthesis is called as tuple, and whatever is enclosed within bracket, they are called as list. Okay, now list is tuple is also a list, or I can say tuple is an immutable list. Tuple is a immutable list. I can do a lot of things in list. Almost 15 functions are there, and 15 methods are there to do handle something with list. But tuple, you don't have that much. Tuple, you have very less, very few methods you have in tuple to handle those things. Okay, let us see what are those. I can do indexing, I can do slicing, right? As I said already, I can do indexing and slicing across list, tuple, and string and all, right? Now let us see how to index. If I want to get the index position value, I can do it. I can just say print my tub and then 3, or I can say 3, right? For finding the index and slicing, I have to use only bracket. Don't think that I need to use parenthesis and all. No, for finding the index position or index value, I have to go only for brackets. Okay, either it is a tuple or list or anything, any what collection data type you use or string you use, for indexing and slicing you have to go only for brackets. Okay, so when I say 3, it will print the third value 14, right? So if I want to do a slicing, yes, it is possible. Or if I want to go for a negative indexing, I can do that as well. And I say minus 3, it prints 14, right? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Let me give a different value. Let me say minus 2, it prints 65, right? So negative indexing, indexing, slicing, right? Let us see whether it is, whether I'm able to do slicing, right? So print my tab, I'll say 0 to 3. Yes, it is possible, right? So slicing is also possible. What and all possible here? Indexing, slicing, negative indexing, everything is possible. Got it, guys? So tuple, whatever we did in list and string, we can do the same type of listing and slicing, right? And indexing there. You with me, guys? And we have two methods, only two methods in tuple. That is what count and index. right? So these count and index are there in list also. I'll tell you here what is count and index. Now how we did for how if I want to find the index position of any value, right, I can go for index, right? So I'll say print mytop dot index of 23. So if I want to find the index position of 23, what is that? 0 1 2. Got it? So this is the index position of 23. You with me, guys? So this is how I find the index position of 1 minute. Some problem here. Okay, done. So this is how I find the index position of my tuple. Fine. Now when I say count, that is something different. I'll tell you what is that. Let me have a value like this. Let me say 1 here again, 1 here again, let's say 12. So these are my values. I'll say print mytub dot count of 1. So when I say count of 1, it will say how many times 1 occurred in my tuple. 1, 1 and 1. Lavia, what is the difference between list and tuple? Lavia, list we have lot of things can be done on list, but tuple we have only few things can be done, and tuple is also called as immutable list. It means that I cannot change the value in my tuple. When I put my value in tuple till the end it is same. I cannot do anything, right? So once initialized, once the value is initialized in the tuple, it will remain the same till the end of my tuple. Is it clear, Lavia and Suganti? I'll tell you what cannot be done. Let me put it here, and then let me try to say my tup of 3 assign. So let me say 0 1 2, right? I'll say let me change the 23 to 25. What I did in list, I did this in list, right? When I did this in list it worked, but when I do this it will throw you error, because tuple is immutable. I cannot go and change the value, I cannot extend it, I cannot append, nothing can be done. If it is initialized till the end of the program, only this is the value. I cannot change it, I cannot do anything. I cannot delete a value, I cannot change the value, I cannot do anything to it. Okay. Sir, if tuple have same two values, then what will be the index? Let Okay, first will be the index, right? For example, if it finds the first 5, it will print that. Okay, I'll show you that as well, right? So when I say count of 1, it says 1 2 and 3 times it printed, right? If I do the same thing and if I want to find the index, right, if I want to find the index of 1, right, index of the value 1, it will say 0, because that is where it is, where it finds first immediately after finding the value 1, it will throw the index position, right? It may be like it may be 100 once in my program, but the index will give you only for the first, not for the next one. Okay, Ram, hope you understood. So these are the two functions that are there in tuple. One is count, another one is index. I can find the count of values, I can find the index of it, nothing else. I cannot do anything, like I cannot extend it, I cannot pop, I cannot remove, I cannot insert anything, I cannot sort it, I cannot reverse it. Nothing can be done on tuple, right? Only two major functions can be done on tuple. Got it, guys? I'll try to complete till dictionary today. That is what I'm just going fast. I'll give you all the links of my YouTube video, which I've done already clearly on list, tuple, set, and dictionary. Even on numbers and strings as well. You can go and watch it. Okay, don't worry. Can I change a tuple to list so that I can? Yes, superb, Subhash. Excellent question. Yes, you can change. You can convert the tuple to list and change it. Excellent. I'll do that for you. Right. I like people are involving much. Good, really good. So this I cannot change it when I say my tup of 1 assign 22. This will throw me error, right? So to avoid this, what I can do, I can convert this to list. I'll say my list and then say list of my top. So what I'm doing here, converting tuple to list, converting a tuple to list. So when I convert this tuple to list, what will happen? This becomes list. When I say print my list, I'll comment this for some time. Now you can see my tuple is converted to list. Now can I change it? Yes. I'll change it and try to print it. Oh my god. Okay, it's my mistake. List. It's a variable name, that's all. So now it is converted to list and then I have changed the value 12 to 22. Before it was 12, now it become 22. Now if I want to convert it to tuple again, yes, it is possible to convert it to tuple again. I'll say my tup assign tuple of my list, right? I'll say print my tup. Now this is my converted tuple, correct? You with me, guys? If I want to change to something to a tuple, I can do it. What is that I can do? I can go and change my tuple to list and then convert it. Any doubt, guys? Shall we proceed further? I'll explain you set. Okay. I'll try to complete by 12:30. Before 12:30, I'll try to complete because many people are like feeling it is too long. But I have a lot of things to be covered, so I'll try to cut short as fast as possible. Like I'll try to minimize the lengthier session as fast as possible and try to complete by 12:15. That is what. Don't just give me time till 12:15. I'll try to complete another 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm sorry, right? So hope you understood tuple. Shall we proceed further with sit? Okay, you're welcome, Subhash. You're welcome, Subhash. So let me tell you what is sit. So, okay, sit. Now sit is a unordered collection of data. So when I say unordered collection of data, whatever data you give, it will not be stored in that order. It will be storing it in its own order, right? You cannot expect the data to be stored in its own order, in the order which you give, right? So let me give that. Okay, I'll say my sit and then I'll say sit. You will be using braces, right? This is called as braces and this is called as parenthesis, right? Guys, everything has a name for it. I want everyone to properly call by their own name. Don't call by a different name. Bracket, parenthesis and braces. Now what I'm using here is braces. Okay, this is called as braces, right? Okay, fine. Now let me give the same value here. Let me give some value. That's 356. Right, now this is my value. I'll say print my set. Now you can see in which order I gave. My first value is 324, second value is 678, 1 2 3 4 789 998. But the data is not stored in the order which you give. The data is not stored in the order which you give. It is stored in its own order. That is why sit is also called as an unordered collection of data, right? Since it is in unordered, since the data is unordered, since the data is not stored in the same order which we are giving, we cannot do indexing. Indexing is not possible in sit, right? We cannot do indexing. So since we cannot do indexing, we cannot go and take the particular value from a list, sorry, from a set. That is not possible. But if I want to add any value, what will I do? Right, so when I use a index only, I can add some value, right? So if I want to add some value, I'll just go and modify it or add it. Like I cannot do that here, right? If I cannot go and modify the value because there is no index at all, there is no index at all, then how will I get the value? Guys, hope you're following me, guys. I believe that you don't have any other doubts. Okay, let me tell you how to add a value to a already existing set. I'll say my set dot add. Let me give some value, right? And then let me say print my set. Now here the value is added. It is not necessarily that it will be here added here. It can be added anywhere, right? So don't think that it is getting appended at the last. No, by mistake, like it has added here. It can add anywhere. It can add in between. It can add at the last. It can add anywhere, right? Don't expect it to be storing it in the place where you're giving. Okay, Panda has some doubt. What is that? By converting list, we can add it. Yes, yes. When see, if you want something to happen, you can convert it to list and you can do anything, right? Obviously, Devraj, you can append, you can extend, you can insert anything, but provided you convert it to a list. But set has a different meaning altogether. Like there is a different work that is given assigned for set. We'll see that, right? How to use set and what is the reason for using set. Okay. Now, if I want to remove a value, yes, I can do it. I'll say, let me bring it here. If I want to remove a value, I'll say print. First, let me try to print the value first. I'll say my set. And then let me try to remove a value, my set dot remove. So when I say my set dot remove 678, right? And then say try to print it. When I say remove 678, you can see the value 678 is removed and the data is there, right? The value is removed. But if at all I try to give a value which is not there in the set, what will happen? If the value is there, it is removing. If the value is not there, what will happen? It will throw me an error, right? So if the value is not there, it will say key error 67. It will try to find the value 67. It is not there. It will say it is an error. I cannot do it. So what should I do? If I don't want this error to happen, I can go for another method called as discard, right? So this discard method will not throw me any error. If it is not there, it will sit silent. Okay, got it? If the value is not there, what it will do? It just sits silent and do nothing, and which will not provide me any error, which will not throw me an error. I'll be having like happily sit and say, okay, fine, the value is not there, it's not doing any work. Okay, got it, guys? Okay, now let me tell you about other functions that are there. I'll say print dir. I'll say set. Now these are the functions that are there. As of now, we have seen like all these methods I've explained you in your what in the example when in the link which I'm going to give. Don't worry, I'm going to take only few methods which we use often, right? So I've said you add, I've said you write clear. Clear is there, you know what is clear. I have said about remove and discard. Now let us see other functions, that is like insert, sorry, intersection, union, difference, and semantic difference, right? So these are the very important things. Okay, if we add a duplicate value, it will be removed. Good question, Subhash. If I add a duplicate value, it will be removed. That is the thing of set, right? So when I say set, let me take this. Good question. I forgot to mention that. Thank you, Subhash. Thank you for reminding me, right? So let me say 678 again. Let me say 1234 again. Let me say 789 again, right? And if I say print of my set, now you will get only unique values. You'll get only unique values. The repeated values will be discarded. It will not be there. So whenever I want to remove the duplicate values, I can convert any of my data collection data to a set. If I want to remove the what repeated values in a list, what I'll do, I'll just convert that to set and again set back to list. My problem will be solved. Got it? Okay, fine. So your thank you, Subhash, for reminding me that. Okay, so if I add a duplicate value, it will not be added. So only unique values are allowed in. Same thing. If you try to add, it will not get added, Subhash. So I'll do that for you as well. So let me try to get this from here. Let me say my set dot add and then say 345. Okay, 345 is already there. I'm trying to add 345. It will not add it. Only one 345 will be there. You can see only one 345. Got it? Okay, let me give a new example. Let me say science group. Here I have math, chemistry, physics. I don't like physics. And then com science. Right, I'll say com sci for computer science. And say arts group. Here I have economics. Don't think about Indian economics. Indian economy is very bad as of now. So economics, uh, no other go. We have to live with this, right? So economics, accounts, that's also very bad. As a finance ministry, our accounts is also very bad. And then I'll go for commerce, and then I'll go for comp sci. That is computer science. I'm sorry. Right. So these are the two set of datas I have. Right. Let me try to find, like, I have apart from these functions, whatever I did, right, discarding, removing, right, adding or indexing, and like I cannot do indexing and slicing, but apart from that I can do remove a value or discard a value, or I can clear the data, right. mm, what question is that? 1 minute. Rama, how to declare a null or empty set? I'll tell you, I'll tell you, Rama. Just give me a few minutes. Definitely, I'll tell you. Okay. Remind me at the last, after completing about this example, I'll tell you how to create a. After completing everything, let me know. I'll let you know how to create an empty list, empty set, empty dictionary, and empty tuple. Okay. Just remind me. Okay. At the last. Now, what I was talking about. Yeah, apart from these methods, we have some common mathematical methods, mathematical standard mathematical operations like union, intersection, difference, and semantic difference. That is what we are going to see now, right? So first let us see. I'll say print of uh, science group dot union of arts group. Now what this union method does, union method will give you the common things, right, in both, right, right, or the non-repeated things, right. Whatever is there in both, everything, right, except the repeated values, right. You can see physics, maths, chemistry, economics, accounts, commerce, and com sci, right. You can see the computer science is not repeated twice, it is given only once. So union means whichever is there in both, right, whatever is there in both the sets, it will give the union of it. Okay, so let me go for one more thing, that is called as intersection. So when I say intersection, it will give only the common thing in both. Which, what is common in both? Only computer science, right? So whichever is common in both, it will take only that. What is union? Take everything and prints everything. Whichever is repeated, it's going to give you only once. So whatever is there combined together, everything will be printed when I go for union. But when I say intersection, it gives only the common thing in both. Which is common in both? That is computer science, comp sci, right? And let me give you one more thing, that is difference. When I say difference, what is different in science group? Maths, chemistry, and physics, but it is common. It'll leave out that. So what is different here in science group? That wouldn't print, right? So if I want to do the opposite of it, whatever different in arts group, what should I do? I'll just say interchange it. I'll say arts group dot difference of science group, right? So let me comment this out. Now here this will give me the common things, or sorry, the difference which is there in my arts group when you compare with science group, right? ComSci is same, so let me I'm going to print only the economics, accounts, and commerce. You with me, guys? So this is difference. Now one more final thing is there, that is symmetric difference. So when I say symmetric difference, what it is giving? It is giving difference between both except the common one. What is common one? The computer science is common. It will remove that one and then print everything between it, right? So whichever is different in both, right? Arts group and science group, whatever is different, it will print that alone. Whichever is common, that will be neglected. So these are the extra functions or mathematical operations that are available in set. Okay, so with this I'll close set and then I'll go for dictionary, a very important topic, dictionary. I hope you understood set. Let me go for dictionary. With this I'll close this day, don't worry. Okay, now dictionary is a key value pair, right? Usually whenever we go for a key value pair, we'll be going for dictionary. Let me give an example, right? I'll say EMP, information about an employee. What are the information that will be there about an employee? I'll say name. Now here, whatever first comes first, that's your key, and followed by the colon, whatever you give, that's your value, right? So this is my key and this is my value, right? Key, it's a key value pair. Now here next, let me give uh, age. I'll not go above 17. For many years I'm 17 only, so let me still stick to 17, right? So my age is Samuel Edison, and here name is the key and Samuel Edison is the value. Now here age is the key and 17 is the value. Let me say salary, and then the key, let me give right. Now you can see I have some key value pairs wherein my key is name and my name is Samuel Edison, and keys again here age, and I've given the age here, salary, I've given the salary here, right? So this is how we get create a dictionary. Now you would have wondered, right? I've given braces here. For set also I've given braces, for dictionary also I've given braces. That I may need to ask only Guido van Rosen why he has done that. Okay, you would have given some other what special character to mention it instead of like using braces here for dictionary. But like he liked dictionary braces, I believe, right? So you have given braces for both set and dictionary. Okay, so that is what we need to believe, or else if we had a chance to meet him, we can ask him why braces for both. It's confusing us, right? Okay, don't worry. Fine. Now if I want to say prints the dictionary values, I'll say EMP. It prints name, that is Samuel Edison, age is 17, and salary is 10,000. Right? Got it? So by default, it takes the value as key value pairs. Right? Now, if I want to print only the keys what are all present in my dictionary, right? If I say I want to print all the keys which is present inside my dictionary to check what are the keys are there, I can just say print emp dot keys. Now this is a method which prints all the keys. What are the keys? It is printing it as a list, right? It is printing it as a list of values. What is that? Name, age, and salary. Now if I want to print the what the values, right? All the values which are present inside, I'll just say values, which will print all the values, right? So whatever enclosed within the parenthesis dictionary values is called as dictionary pair value, right? Now here, if I want to print everything, I'll say items. So now items, it is like as a tuple. Can you see it is as a tuple pair, right? Pair of tuples, name and the name of it. It's a tuple, right? It's one tuple, again another tuple, again another tuple. So all these tuples are present inside my inside my list, right? A list of list of tuple, I can say, right? So this is a tuple pair where name and name is there, and there's another tuple pair and another tuple pair, right? So I have we have seen the three methods, three important methods. One is key, another one is value, another one is item, right? So these are the things which gives you the key separately, value separately, and item as a key value pair together. You with me, guys? Right. Now if I want to what change the age, right, how will I do it? If I want to change the age, here also I can use indexing. I'll say print, I'll say emp. Now here, what is the index value? In list we have 0 1 2 3, in tuple we have 0 1 2 3, in string we have 0 1 2 3, in set it is unordered, so we cannot use indexing. But here, how will I use indexing? Here I cannot have 0 1 2 3 and all, but what I have here is the key, right? So here, to find the value, I'll be using the key as the index. So when I do this, it will print Samuel Edison. When I say age, it will print the I'm sorry, it will print the age. When I say salary, it will print the salary here for me, right? So now here, to find the index, to find the value, I use the key as my index position, right? I use my key as my index position. Now here, name is my key, that is my index position here, right? Guys, you're watching? Yeah, it's live, it's live. Okay, fine. Sometimes I get a doubt whether it is live or not. Okay, so I use the key values to print as an index. Okay, now if I want to write change the name, how will I do it? Sorry, let me change the age. I'll say emp, what I want to change, the age. Let me change the age to 18, right? So since I'm voting, let me change it to 18, right? And then I'll try to print the dictionary. Now before it was 17, now after changing, it is changed to 18. Now it is mutable, right? So it is understood that it is mutable, it is not immutable like your tuple, right? So the tuple and string are mutable, wherein list, set, and dictionary are immute. Sorry, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, right? So your list, set, dictionary are mutable, wherein string and tuple are immutable. Okay. Any doubt, guys? Okay, let me proceed further. Let us see some other methods as well. Now, if I what I was saying something, I forgot. Um, if I want to add something, right? If I want to add something, I'll say, like, if I want to add my location, I'll say emp of the location key is not there. I can just say location. What will happen now? I'll say Chennai. I'll say Prince emp. Now, what will happen? When I say location here, this key is not there. Before age was there, I went and changed it. No problem, right? Sir, can I print keys using values? No, it is not possible, Subhash. You cannot print the keys using values. You can use the keys to print the values, but not the values to print the key. Okay, fine, good. What I was saying? Yeah. When I say location here as a key and Chennai is the value, now here what will happen? This will get created newly and the entire key value pair will be stored. Can we see that? Can say name, age, salary, and location is added at the last. Can you see that? Yes, I can add it with the help of uh, um, what location. Sorry, I can add it with the help of indexing position, right? I can use a bracket to add my values. Okay, let me give you one more thing, right? If I try to print this, let me use this again, a new thing, right? Now here consider location is not there, right? Let me say print emp. You can see like only name, age and salary, location is not there, right? Now when I try to say um, print emp of location, it will throw me an error. Why? Because there is no key called as location at all, right? It will definitely throw me an error. Now what is the best practice to use, right? If I want to print any key value, it is not the best practice to use bracket. We can use something else. How will I write? I have a method called as get. I'll say print emp dot get of location. When I do this, it will say none because let me comment this. It will say none because it is not there. So since it is not there, it will give you none. Okay. Yes, Subhash, it will follow. Okay. Now here, when I say emp dot get location, right, it is throwing me an error. Now what should I do? So it is not throwing me an error, right? It is showing me none. So if I want some information to be given, I can do that, right? I can just say location and then say key not found. When I do this, instead of printing none, it will say key not found. If the key is there, it will print the value. If I give a key which is not there, it will throw me a information which I've given there, right? So it is always better to use get method rather than using bracket. You with me? Everyone? Any doubt, guys? You have any doubts, let me know. I'll stop with this and I'll give you the links for all these things whichever I've taught. I've done a video on that already, a clear video of on all the methods whichever is there. So no need to worry about it. You can go and watch it. If at all you have any doubts, you can ask me this evening or tonight. I'll be happy to respond you. And tomorrow the session starts at 2 o'clock. Okay, and people those who are not subscribed to my channel, I want you to go and subscribe to my channel. That will help me. Okay, so if you have any doubts, I'll be waiting for you. You can ping me. I'll you can give in the live chat. I'll be responding back to you. By 12:15 we'll close it. Okay, as I said already, by 12:15 we'll close it. And whatever doubts you have, you can type in here. I'll clarify your doubts. Rama don't have any doubt. Okay, good, fine. Others guys, if you have any doubts, thank you, Devraj. How to declare a null? Correct, Ram. I forgot. Thank you. To for an empty list, to create an empty list, I'll say this is how I create an empty list. If I want to create an empty set or empty tuple, I'll say right. And to create an empty set, I'll tell you what is that. And to create an empty dictionary, I'll say my dict braces. Now set also we use braces, and dictionary also we use braces, but like to create an empty set I cannot give like this. It is not possible. So what should I do? I'll say my set assign set of. So this is how I create an empty set, right? This is empty list, empty tuple, empty set and empty dictionary. Okay, Got it, guys? Any other doubts? I'll wait for a few more minutes. Fine, guys. Have a nice day. Like, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up there. Just put a like there in the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Only 8 people subscribed, and almost 25 30 people watched the video, and now only 15 people are there. People those who are not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, right? And if you like the video really, please give a thumbs up there. Thank you very much, guys. I'm closing the session. If you have any doubts or queries, please come to the WhatsApp. I'll explain you, and tomorrow the session starts by 2 p.m. Have a good day.